Our next inductee has really had a remarkable, stellar career. Although he wasn't a fighter himself, this guy is really Mr. Boxing, Burt Watson. A career in boxing and MMA that began more than 40 years ago. Burt served as a number of hosted positions in boxing's and MMA's most recognized names and some of the most unforgettable events and circumstances in boxing, UFC, and MMA. He served as a business manager for Smokin Joe Frazier. He was eventually asked by Ion Films, the producers of the Champions Forever video project, to lead a 2-year, 3-continent promotional tour working with Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, George Foreman, and Ken Norton. There's a picture of you with all those guys that is off the chart. I mean, you should have it blown up into like a 40-foot poster. Phenomenal. During his return to the ring of Mike Tyson and the legendary career of Oscar de la Hoya, Burt served as camp coordinator for many of their fights. He also worked with legends such as Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Hector Camacho, Julio Chavez, Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins, Michael Spinks, on and on, Evander Holyfield, Kunchenko brothers, and so many others. I mean, how many people get the opportunity to be right in the mix and working with these kind of guys? Just remarkable. While earning extensive television relationships, he also organized championship fights with these events for ESPN, HBO, Univision, Sky Sports, CBS, ABC, NBC, Spike, Combat, and Fox, and later into the MMA and UFC. In February of 2015, the Fighters Only magazine, which is worldwide, national MMA publication, awarded Burt Watson with its Lifetime Achievement Award for his years of work, loyalty, contributions, growth, and development of the MMA and combat sports. He also hosts a podcast on a series of MMA junkies with USA Today Network titled Legends 2. And he's interviewed such greats as Randy Couture, who's here in the room, Hoist Gracie, another of our inductees, and just a host of so many remarkable legends. Burt, you are the toughest boxer I know in the room right now, because you've seen it all, you've done it all, you've been there with these legendary people who, you know, any of us who's got to meet one of them, it's like, wow, and you met all of them. Let's give it up for Burt Watson. Burt, you sit. Your kid's so small. There you go. Turn around this way.
Wow. They gave me 5 minutes to do 40 years. Man, yeah, I'm nervous, okay? You know, I've never been at a loss for words, but I've been told to shut up. I've never been at a loss for listening and giving advice and helping, but then I was told to mind my business. I've never been at a loss for reaching out and touching and wanting to hug everybody in the room, but then human resources say, no touching. You know? But today, in this room, I'm feeling all those things at the same time. I am at a loss for words, but I can also hear and I'm listening to my own heart beat through my chest. And I want to reach out and give all of you one big hug for recognizing me with this lifetime honor. You know, history has a way of making you a part of it without you asking for it. I got my intro into combat sports March 8th, 1971, Muhammad Ali and Smokin Joe Frazier. I jumped in and that ship became a juggernaut. And I followed that juggernaut on through Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones, Vinny Pazienza, through the era of Sugar Ray Leonard, Layla Ali, Mike Tyson. I then transitioned into combat sports, UFC, working with such notables as George St. Pierre, Randy Couture, Chael Sonnen, Rampage, Frank Shamrock, on through Shannon. I got my speech, baby. Yeah. Through Shannon and my man, former heavyweight champion Stipe, all of them in my heart. Today, I'm with Bellator MMA, but never, ever, ever in my wildest dream could I ever imagine being recognized for my listening to needs, my touching everyone in a room, in my world. Never, ever in my wildest dream could I ever imagine being recognized by any Hall of Fame for my contributions to combat sports and the growth of combat sports. When opportunities are given, you gotta stand up. You never know how much you don't know until you need to know it. I'm gonna repeat that. You never know how much you don't know until you need to know it. I never ever wanna need to know it. I wanna thank my family, my mom and my dad, my siblings, my children, my daughter, my son. Where is he? As big as he is. The hell did he go? Okay. My grandson, my wife, who followed through all that sludge and grease and grime and snow and rain, sleet, hail, all of it. She was there. Mr. Fairfax Hackley, I'd like to thank you. Dr.Bob, most importantly, the International Sports Hall of Fame for recognizing me in their class of 2022. You know, Joe Frazier gave me a job. The International Sports Hall of Fame said to me, good job. Can't say it any better than that.
Marines,